Okay, good evening and welcome to tonight's Tiger Vision production of a Raccoon River Conference Wrestling Triangular between the Winterset Huskies, Carlisle Wildcats, and the Carroll Tigers. I'm Brian Hogue, former wrestling coach for the Tigers, and I'll be calling the matches tonight. My co-commentator and boss in the tech department, Craig Rowetter, will be here later as he is attending his daughter's 8th grade basketball game. Assisting us is my daughter Brenda, who will be providing information and doing updates. Right now we're going to be broadcasting from one mat. We're going to be doing the varsity only. Our first match is going to be Winterset versus Carlisle, starting in just a little bit after the national anthem. If by chance later in the varsity match we do go to 2 mats for varsity, we'll be running a split screen and we'll be trying to show both varsity matches, but right now we're just going to do the varsity matches. Winterset Huskies coming off an outstanding 2019-20 season. They finished 6-1 in the Raccoon River and won the Raccoon River Individual Conference Tournament. The Huskies competed in the 2A state dual tournament, finishing 6th, and had 5 wrestlers in the individual 2A state tournament. They returned a good portion of last year's lineup, including 2 state qualifiers in Tyler Brown, a senior, and Brady Behringer, a junior. The Carlisle Wildcats were only 1-6 in the Raccoon River duels, but they had a fine 4th place finish in the conference tournament and ended up qualifying 2 wrestlers for the 2A state tournament, including returnee Gabe Hempstead, a senior. Carlisle bumped up to Class 3A this year, so they're in a little bit bigger class. The Tigers were 5th in the RIC tournament last year and were 3-4 overall. Tigers returned 2 state qualifiers in 3A, Jackson Kuhlman at 126, but unfortunately he's ill and not in the lineup tonight. And A. Dirks, who is now up to 152 from 145 last season. We'll be giving you information on teams and wrestlers as the matches progress. Our information is from Track Wrestling, and we'll need to wait for the matches to come up on track before we know for sure who's on the mat. Please bear with us if we're off a little bit on our information. The weather the past week and the COVID situation have affected schedules. So like I said, we may be off just a little bit here and there. So the first match of the evening, which we're awaiting here, is going to be Carlisle and Winterset, scheduled to start in about 2 minutes. I'm pretty sure we're going to have a national anthem in here someplace. But to give you a quick rundown, last season, Winterset beat Carlisle in a mid-December duel, and they also met in an early duel this season, which I assume was non-conference because this is the conference match. Winterset won that duel this last December 71-12. Winterset is 6-0 in the Raccoon River Conference, and they're 14-1 overall this year. Carlisle is 1-2 in the conference and 5-8 overall. And as I said, we'll be trying to give you some information on each wrestler. We'll be following it closely. We have lineups on our sheets here that should be 99% good, but as usual in wrestling, coaches do have the opportunity to bump people up or down, or up a weight or so, and substitute people in. And we've got that. We've got records, I think, varsity records for everybody. We're going to be given varsity records only, and like I said, if we're off a match or two, we're as close as we can get off a track. Okay, we just had a buzzer. Maybe we're going to play the national anthem here instead of sing it.
No, I think Mrs. Dirks might be singing.
Okay, we're seeing if our vocalist is coming out to do her thing.
She's going to sing.
Nora is?
Abe's mom.
Yeah, where is she?
In the middle of the stairs, between the bleachers. She picked up the microphone. All
right, so we will be having Nora Dirks. She's our national anthem singer. She's done a fine job over the years, and she will be doing the national anthem here very shortly. And as soon as she's done with that, we're going to see Winterset and Carlisle. We have not yet heard what weight class we're starting with, but as soon as we find out, we'll let you know.
It'll be a surprise for all of us. happened to our scoreboard? I'll go down.
Hey, our scoreboards
I
and
think
stuff.
they're starting at heavyweight.
Our scoreboards and stuff disappeared from our telecast. Oh, now they're coming back. What?
They're taking care of it.
All right, our fine Tiger Vision technicians are taking care of the problem right now. We got a few guys up here, and that scoreboard just popped back up.
And we're starting at 285.
And it looks like we're going to be starting with the big guys, 285 heavyweight. And according to what the coaches sent in, we should see Dugan Tolley, a junior from Winterset, who's 19-2, and Trevor Hedrick, a junior from Carlisle, who is 7-8. So we'll quiet down here and get the national anthem taken care of.
On the south mat, which we will call mat 1. The north mat will start with juniors matches. We'll wrestle 3 rounds. First round will be Carlisle and Winterset. Round 2, Carroll and Carlisle. Round 3, Carroll and Winterset. We will start wrestling this evening at 285 pounds on the first duel. And at this time, we'll go through the lineups quick. 106. Casey Cochran. For Carlisle, Jake Ullman. And for Carroll, Kale Nelson. 113 pounds for Winterset, Zeke Hoven. For Carlisle, Kennedy Kesey. And for Carroll, Cole Miller. 120 pounds for Winterset, Travis Allen. For Carlisle, Brady Birkenholt. And for Carroll, Ethan Espinover. Or Shane McGowan. 126 pounds for Winterset, Jake Porter. For Carlisle, Will Emmons. For Carroll, Tate Schleichman. 132 pounds, Winterset is open. For Carlisle, Devontae Link. For Carroll, Cooper Ludwig. 138 pounds for Winterset, open. For Carlisle, Zach Streeter. For Carroll, Carter Drake. 145 pounds for Winterset, Eduardo Garcia. For Carlisle, Hayden Lucas. And for Carroll, Jaira Galagos. 152 pounds for Winterset, Tyler Brown. For Carlisle, Aiden Wyckoff. And for Carroll, Abraham Dirks. 160 for Winterset, Cale Forsyth. For Carlisle, Nolan Pagel. For Carroll, Nathan Byring. 170 pounds for Winterset, Brady Berenger. For Carlisle, Josh Hempstead. And for Carroll, Camden Robinson. 182 pounds for Winterset, Riley Hoven. For Carlisle, Zach Pruitt. Carroll is open. 195 pounds for Winterset, Carter Schmuck. Gabe Hempstead for Carlisle. And Carroll, Cade Shable. 220 pounds for Winterset, Henry Tromba. For Carlisle, Cale Lee. For Carroll, Tyson Bordenero. And at 285 for Winterset, Dugan Tolley. For Carlisle, Trevor Hendrick. Carroll is open. Winterset is coached by Ryan Jensen, Carlisle by Jason Meerhoff, and Carroll by Eric Nago. Now, ladies and gentlemen, we ask that you please rise as we honor America with the singing of our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hail at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, where the ramparts we watch
Once again, our first duel, Carlisle and Winterset, will be on the south mat.
All right, we got the captains
And
and
we will be
coaches
starting at 285.
out on the mat to do the flip to see whose choice at what weights is going on, who has to put who out first.
Just a reminder to all the fans, masks are required at all times within Carroll school buildings. Also, please try to social distance and have 6 feet in between different families. We appreciate your cooperation. Please keep the wrestlers on the mat. Thank you.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, the home team on the scoreboard and green leg bands is going to be Winterset. Carlisle, who's got predominantly red uniforms, will be the visitors or the guest, and they'll have the red leg bands if they're going to use bands. And as we said, they're going to start at 285 at the Winterset Carlisle duel. I'll be doing some calling, and Brenda will be
Randomly saying stuff.
randomly adding some commentary as we
We're
go.
underway with the first varsity match. Carlisle will be the visiting team on the scoreboard. Winterset, the home team.
So we have Dugan Colley from Winterset.
Carlisle, Trevor Hendrick.
He's 19 and 2, junior, and Trevor Hedrick from Carlisle, also a junior. Here we got both guys trying to lock each other up, overs and unders. There's an attempted headlock, missed it by Hedrick. Hedrick with a whizzer. Tolley trying to get down deep, and he does. So initial points of the match there scored by Dugan Tolley of Winterset. Takedown. Tolley working that right side of Hedrick's. Tried a half, now he's in a crossface. Looks like he wants to go for a cradle, but he's got a long way to go before that shows up. Now he's going into what we use a butcher or a fat man pin. Got it all wound up. Got Hedrick on his back. This is pretty tight. Probably needs to move up just a little bit on the shoulder.
Yeah.
Which there he
That's
goes.
what I was thinking too.
And there's a pin
Minute
for
11.
Dugan Tolley in a minute 11.
Winner by pinfall, Winterset, Dugan Colley.
All right, and now we're going to move from the big guys to the little guys. Quite a contrast. For Winterset, we should have Kason Cochran, freshman, 18 and 3, and Jake Woolman for Carlisle, also a freshman. We have his record, varsity record at 8 and 6.
Carlisle, Jake Ullman. Winterset, Ethan Cochran.
Couple pretty tight ties by both guys. Looks like
Nice shot by
there's
Jake Woolman.
by Ullman in deep on the leg, but now Cochran sprawling and countering with the ankle. He's got Ullman down to the mat and takes him down by hooking the leg. So there's a takedown for Kason Cochran of Winterset. Now he's got Ullman turned to his back, about the same type of move the heavyweight used. They probably practiced that together. Now he's got it. He does have the cross arms there. This is, like I said, we call this a butcher a lot of times, and it's brutal. And there's the fall. 58 seconds. All right, that takes team score to 12 for Winterset, 0 for Carlisle. At 113, we should have now Zeke Hoven, sophomore from Winterset, and Kennedy Kesey, a senior from Carlisle. Kesey in on the shot. She's got a fireman's going. Still has that fireman's going. Hoven sprawling out of it. Kesey with a headlock. But Hovind powers his way through that headlock and puts Kesey to her back. Going to pick up a 2-point near fall in addition to the takedown. Hovind deciding to try to go for a bow and arrow cradle. Not quite deep enough on, yeah, now he's got it locked up. He's elbow deep on the back of the knee, and he's got her stacked, and there's a pin.
47.
In 47 seconds by Zeke Hovind. All right, we're rolling into 120 already. This should be Travis Allen from Winterset, junior with a 10-5 record, and Brady Birkenholtz, a sophomore with an 8-10 record at 120.
Well, someone cheered for Brady.
Okay, Allen in deep on the leg.
Yeah, it's Brady.
Birkenholtz trying to get his legs out of there and get a sprawl
That's
going.
who it is.
Birkenholtz countering with that ankle. Still trying to get his legs out. Looks like we're going to swim out the back door there by Allen. Birkenholtz hanging onto the waist. The coaches want him to get to the ankles. There's a dump try by Allen. He's got the leg hooked. He needs to pull his head through. And there he goes for the takedown. So Travis Allen scores the first 2 points of the match for the Huskies. Well, he's going to try a roll through tilt there. He's got that 2-on-1 tilt, and they go off the mat. Allen riding heavy on the hips. He's got that chicken wing or bar arm in. He's got the far wrist also. He's going to try to, Allen's going to try to drive Birkenholtz over that shoulder. And he succeeds in getting him toward his back. That's pretty close there, but and Birkenholtz manages to scramble out of that. 3-point near fall for Allen, making the score 5. Have they awarded an escape yet?
No.
Okay. Birkenholtz close there to getting an escape out of the deal. There he got at. He did not get that scored. So it's 5-0 for Travis Allen. Allen deferred. Birkenholtz is taking neutral. A deep shot there on the one leg by Allen. He's trying to cut the corner, get an angle. He's already over the leg. He's going to try to elevate a little bit and come across the hips. Birkenholtz with a great sprawl and a takedown.
Nice.
Well, that was a really fine counter there out of Brady Birkenholtz. Birkenholtz working on top, missed a cross face. You can tell Birkenholtz wants to get one of those wrists tied up before he commits to anything else. And it looks like he wants to try a little cradle there. He might have. I think he's got it locked up, but he's Allen's trying to slip out the backside. Birkenholtz doing everything he can to take him one way or the other.
Well, looks like they're headed off.
And I think Allen's going to fight this cradle off. Okay, we have a stalemate call. The referee felt neither guy was going to go anywhere in that. Allen's back down on the mat now. Birkenholtz on top, trailing 5-2. Got the arm tied up on the breakdown. Going to try to dig that wrist out of there. Allen keeping a wide base with his knees. partial sit out by Allen. Birkenholtz wanted to go back to that cradle, I think. Wasn't there. And I think we're going to have our first match
Go to the third period.
go into the second period.
Well, the second period's over.
Oh, excuse me, the third period.
So it was the first
second
match
period.
that
That
went
was
into
the first
second
match that went
period.
into the second period. It's also the first one going into the third one.
See, you're so smart.
Yeah. All right, so here we go.
I
Into
thought
the
you were
third
supposed to be
period
paying attention.
with a 5-2 lead. Allen's going on the bottom. Quick stand up, trying to fight the hands. Birkenholtz with a good mat return. And a switch coming by Allen.
That was a nice
Hit a
reversal.
switch right on the way down. Well, that's what you do. You put two moves together. Now score 7-2 for Travis Allen. Really good counter. Birkenholtz had a nice mat breakdown, but Allen was able to land on his rear end and go into a switch. Now he's got the arms barred. He's going to keep trying to drive it over that shoulder, but Birkenholtz has his arm out. Now Allen's got the arm underneath, and he's got him driven to his back. And there is a fall.
442.
Travis Allen wins by a fall in 4:42. Stretches the score to 24-0 for the Huskies. Going into 126. At 126 should be Jake Porter, senior from Winterset,
Will Emmons.
and Will Emmons, a junior from Carlisle. Porter 15-6, Emmons 6-6 on the season.
Will Emmons for Winterset, Jake Porter.
Both guys tall, lean, almost identical builds. There's a shot into the...
Ooh.
Porter had a good shot. He's scrambling now to finish the takedown. Emmons hit a great sprawl and coming over the top to try to lock up a cradle. And Emmons has the
He's got
cradle.
it.
For there's a takedown for Emmons.
And back points?
I think the referee counted, but he hasn't awarded anything yet. He's got two fingers up, so there we go. But there's a
And
reversal. Quick reversal now by Porter. Score 4-2, which you can see on your screen. Emmons trying to stand up. Got the old chicken wing bar arm in, and he's going to drive it over the top. I think, how many times has Winterset done this now? Now he's going to try to drop his hips, and he's got Emmons on his back. Porter needs to either switch sides, which he did, or move his chest back. Now it looks like he's got a near side half on, and there's the fall.
151.
Jake Porter for the Huskies, 151. There's another fall for Winterset.
126 pounds, Jake Porter, Winterset.
Winterset has a few people here.
Yeah, we've got a fairly reasonable crowd. A lot of the Carroll people are waiting because they know that the Tigers are wrestling
Second and
probably
third.
6:30 at the
132 pounds.
right around 6:30.
Devontae Lane receives a forfeit.
Okay. Devontae Link.
Wasn't paying attention.
I'm pretty sure that
Devontae
was
Link, yes.
Devontae Link just received a forfeit,
At 132.
and so now the score 30-6.
138 pounds. Carlisle, Zach Streeter receives a forfeit.
Zach Streeter received a forfeit.
Okay, so Winterset had a couple of guys possible at those weights, but they're young guys and have only wrestled varsity maybe in one match. But at 1:38 then, it looks like Zach Streeter from Carlisle picked up a forfeit there. So there's 12.
For Winterset, Eduardo Garcia. For Carlisle, Hayden Lucas.
Okay, so now we're up to 145 already. This is Eduardo Garcia from Winterset. He's a sophomore, 14-7. Hayden Lucas, also a sophomore, 9-10 for Carlisle. Lucas had front head series on. Garcia wants to do a little Kelly move there, now into a partial fireman's. Now attacking one of the legs. We've got Lucas hanging onto that ankle and sprawling, trying to hook the leg, which he just did for the takedown. So there's a takedown for Hayden Lucas of Carlisle. Trying to tie up underneath the far arm. He's going for the butcher. Garcia with a good counter with his legs wide, but now, boy, Lucas is cranking that pretty tough. He's going to go try to work something else. Looks like he wants to try a cross-face cradle. He is elbow deep on the back of the knee, but lost it now. He's back to the crossface, he's trying to force Garcia's head toward his knee so that he can get his hands locked under there, and it just hasn't been successful. He's got the near arm tied up tight. He's going to go for a tilt, roll through tilt.
Got some back
He's going to pick up 2 back points. Score now 4-0.
Yep.
For Hayden Lucas at Carlisle.
And looks like there's a blood timeout.
Okay, so we're checking Eduardo's nose there, it looks like. So if you just joined in, you see that the score is 30-12. We started at 285. Then went to 106, 113, 120, and 126, all of which
Or won by Winterset.
Winterset won by fall. Then Carlisle took the next 2 matches by forfeit, and we are at 145 with Carlisle's Hayden Lucas up 4-0 on the Huskies' Eduardo Garcia. Everybody's favorite job, cleaning the mat.
It's probably hard to see the blood on a black mat.
Well, and then you have to dry it off. I've seen guys slip on the wet spots, and you don't want that to happen.
I appreciate that all the singlets are different colors tonight.
That is nice. Okay,
Just my observation.
We got Lucas back into that far arm. Wants to get both arms on it, it looks like, or both hands. Now he's back into the armbar chicken wing. Garcia in a sit out, tried to stand.
I was like, what happened? End of the period.
Ends the period. So we have a 4-0 score at the end of the first period. I believe Lucas took neutral.
I've been watching the track wrestling clock, and there's a little bit of a lag, so I was confused for a second.
Shot, but not deep enough, but he cut the corner hard. Lucas cut the corner really hard there and got the takedown. For a minute there, he was caught underneath. Riding that arm tough. There's Lucas now showing his riding skills. Okay, we have a stalling warning on Eduardo Garcia. Lucas riding that tight waist.
I mean, it's kind of hard sometimes on the bottom.
Yeah, I think what the official's looking for is that Garcia's got his head down and not really trying to move away. There's a good
There he
sit out,
goes,
but it
but
sat
he
out,
got caught.
sat out into a cradle. Got his head too close to his knee on that. That was part of Lucas giving him a little push that way. But again, Lucas can't lock that up, so Garcia got that one countered. Still over the arms in a crossface, it looks like. A little combination of a crossface and spiral ride. Really hitting a good tight waist there. Lucas tried to crunch him on that. Now Garcia's got a leg. But Lucas is able to flatten him out with a sprawl.
Coming up on the end of the second period. 6-0. Lucas.
All right, see Garcia's choice. He's going to
He
take
took
top. Yeah. Now, if you look at it and say, well, he'd have a better chance to score. Well, he's been down
yeah.
for 3 minutes, and I think he wants a chance to show what he's got on top. Garcia does. Garcia's going for the same thing as all of his teammates did. Got that deep wing.
Her
Trying to
signature
pull
move.
that arm in. Yeah, so far it has been. Now he's going to try to dump, go into a cradle, and he's way out of position.
He's going to get it. Oh.
Lucas drops in on the leg and picks up the reversal. And I think Garcia went for the only thing he maybe had a shot at getting and missed it. Okay, so we have an 8-0 major decision right now for Hayden Lucas going. Lucas still going for that cradle of some sort. Now back to that little tight waist kind of part spiral ride. Garcia doing a decent job staying off his belly, but he just can't seem to score. Oh, and there he kind of sat into something that he didn't want to sit into and gave up the 2 back points.
Making it 10-0 with about 30 seconds left in the match.
Try to roll through there. Another one of the, he wanted another tilt. He's still going for the tilt.
Whoa!
And he's got to roll all the way through that. Okay, we have an escape there right at the end, right?
Yeah.
For
10-1
Garcia.
major decision.
Okay, the referee deemed that there was no control there on the edge of the mat when the buzzer went off. So Lucas wins by major decision for 4 points. So that's 30-16. For Winterset. Now we're going into 152. We're expecting Tyler Brown from Winterset.
152 pounds for Carlisle, Aiden Whitelaw.
And we have a freshman, 1 and 12, Aiden Wyckoff for Carlisle. And there's a really slick kind of duck under by Brown. Brown happens to be ranked 6th in Class 2A. And he was 5th in the state last year at 152. Scores right up there.
Yeah.
All right, Brown in there, and okay, we have a penalty. We got 1 point for Winterset, I think.
I'll be back.
I think we had legs locked around Brown's head, and you can't do that anymore in wrestling. You could a long time ago. You could figure for the head. There's a takedown by Brown, make it 7-2. Wyckoff's had 2 escapes. Brown picking up now in the intentional push away, so there's a point for Wyckoff. Brown holding him there for the near fall points. I mean, this is the classic case of a seasoned senior state place winner against a freshman at 152 pounds. Life's tough for some of those guys. And there's a takedown to the back. Looks like Brown wants to finish this with a headlock. He's stepping over, going to the double vine. He's going to press it out. So 1 minute and 40 seconds.
152 pounds, Tyler Brown from Winterset.
So that's team score now. You see up on the screen, 36-16. Now we're going on to 160. Again, we're expecting Kale Forsythe, a junior from Winterset, who's 18-6. Nogan Pagel, a sophomore from Carlisle, who's 6-14.
160 pounds for Carlisle, Nogan Pagel. For Winterset, Kale Forsythe.
Both guys want a head tie, and looks like they're a little extra head slap there, and the headgear comes off. Partial shot by Forsythe. Shot into the legs. Are you going to try to swim out the back or dump in here? Pagel's got a hold of the waist countering. Forsythe trying to swim out the backside. And as soon as he steps over that leg, I think, there we go. Forsythe gets the takedown when he steps over the leg. And try to force the head down. There's a bar arm. We call this a bar arm. I don't know if he's going to try to head lever it out or he's going to the hammer lock out of it. Probably wants to throw something here on the far side.
Probably going to end up off the mat.
Gonna have all these
Or wait, maybe not.
Yeah, that move takes a lot of. The move Forsythe was going to try takes a lot of mat space. Okay, referee called him out. Not much going on the edge of the mat there. So we got Kale Forsythe with a 2-0 lead. Good stand up by Pagel, and he's out for the escape. Pagel blocking off with the hands and forearms. And we're going to second period. Pagel's taken down. Right away, Forsythe jamming up on the shoulders to prevent the stand up. Coming across, trying to power half. Coming underneath with a claw ride to force Pagel to his belly. Again, trying the power half. Pagel doing a really nice job underneath, staying out of trouble. Forsythe still working that far arm underneath pretty tough. Pagel controlling the hand so that now he lost it. Okay, here comes the chicken wing in the far wrist. It looks like that's what Forsythe wants to try. And he's got it locked up. He's going to try to step around the head. Now goes to a far side half. Pagel getting his legs out to prevent being turned. Forsythe needs to stretch him out, and then turn him. But again, Pagel fighting it off. And there he's going to go. They're right on the edge of the mat. I don't know if the official, I don't think the official counted anything. That was a roll through, and there's no points. Forsythe's working hard to try to get the back points, and Pagel is working really, really hard on the bottom to try to stay off his back. He hasn't. Now here we go with a good stand-up. Another stand-up. There we go. Pagel showing a lot of heart there. He's been down for about a minute and a half and flattened out and got his escape there right at the end of the period. Down to about 5 seconds. Score 2-2. Now I would expect Forsythe to take down.
Or neutral.
But the coaches are telling him to go ahead and go neutral. So we have a 2-2 score, third period. Again, on your screen you can see Winterset, the home team, 36. Carlisle, the guest, 16. Winterset with 6 fouls. Carlisle with 2 forfeits and a major decision. Marshall shot fended off there. At 2-2, neither guy wants to make a mistake, although Forsythe is forcing the action here a little bit.
What? There's too many actions.
All right. Forsythe pushing the head, trying to get Pagel to pop up and expose his legs. Okay, now we have a warning on Nolan Pagel for stalling. Forsythe has our shot by Pagel. Coming down to a minute left in the match. Forsythe needs to try to get farther to the side and grab something closer to the ankle or knee, but Pagel's hanging in there with that head underneath.
Less than a minute, still
Yeah.
2-2.
I couldn't tell there if Pagel was going to try a fireman's or a Kelly out of that. Similar moves. Pagel's got to keep the action going a little bit with 48 seconds left. He can't get called for stalling. Staying on the mat. As long as there's action, he shouldn't get called for stalling. Coach is encouraging Pagel to get going. Both guys have had an edge for about 30 seconds in this period. There's a shot. That's a deep shot to Pagel's left leg. He's going to tip Pagel to his side. He's got to step over the leg. Pagel trying to come out the back side. Pagel's going to hang on to that ankle. If he hangs on to that ankle, there's not going to be any scoring. Pagel trying to sit all the way through it. Forsythe trying to hang on to there. And there's a stalemate by the official called. He didn't think anybody was going anywhere. We've got 9 seconds to finish this in regulation.
Look at that clock. You can look at that
No.
score.
Okay.
Overtime.
So we're going OT
Sudden
here.
Victory.
Yeah, we got a 1 minute period. First points in this period win the match. If there are no points here, we're going to go to 2 30-second tiebreakers. Well, actually, 2 30-second periods. They won't be tiebreakers unless there's a pin in there. Pagel paw on the head, trying to spin behind. Forsythe hanging on to that arm. Pagel reaching to try to get some leverage. Can't quite get to the ankle or the knee, so he could pull himself around. He's going to try to run it again.
20 seconds.
Missed the ankle again. Well, if he can get Forsythe bunched up, he's going to score here.
They gotta stay on.
Oh, and they went off the mat. I think maybe Pagel had one foot on and everything else was off. There's a shot that could end it, and there's a takedown with 3 seconds left to win this match for Kale Forsythe. Great match.
Great match.
4-2. That was a good one to watch. Both guys were going after it. That makes the score now 39-16 for the Huskies.
Yep.
We're heading into 170, where we have two pretty solid wrestlers.
Someone said go Brady.
We're scheduled here for Brady Behringer, who I have as a junior with a 17-1 record.
It's that guy too.
Josh Hempstead from Winterset, Brady Behringer.
And Josh Hempstead, sophomore, 10-7 for the Wildcats. Hempstead at only 10-7 had some really fine matches this year. He's pretty solid, but you got Behringer sitting over there who's got one loss to some really high-ranked guy at a tournament. Behringer, state qualifier last year for the Huskies. Partial shot. Behringer got the underhook on him, blocking off Hempstead from getting down in the legs. Looks like Behringer wants to use that to make his shot, which he did. Got Hempstead elevated just a little bit so he could get into the legs. So there's a takedown for Behringer. Behringer working that arm. He's got the chicken wing in, bearing down on the upper body, doing exactly what you're supposed to do. Stretch him and then walk the head, come over the head. He's going to pick up back points here. There's Hempstead having to flip his hips over to survive this. Behringer probably wants to get his head up and get his body adjusted. There he goes right there.
He
Head's
hasn't
not
counted
coming up.
yet, has he?
Yeah, that was a 3 count.
Minute 52.
And winner by in a minute 52, Brady Behringer. So that makes the score now 45-16. Going into 182. We have 3 matches left here because we did start at heavyweight. This match is scheduled, and this one could be a real barn burner here. We got Riley Hoven from Winterset. Oh, looks like they're going to forfeit that weight.
Oh.
182 pounds, Riley Hoven receives a forfeit.
He was all ready to go.
So we're at 51-16 now with the forfeit. I don't know if they're going to, they just didn't wrestle Zach Truitt at 182. Let's see who's out here now.
195 pounds for Carlisle, Gabe Hempstead. For Winterset, Carter Smuck.
Okay, so this is who we expected. Carter Smuck, 11-9 sophomore for the Huskies. Gabe Hempstead, who is a senior, 18-2 and ranked 5th in Class 3A at 195. Last year he wrestled in the 2A state tournament and placed 5th at 195. Hempstead, one of the finer wrestlers in our conference, already with 2 takedowns. Got the hammer lock, and he's going to throw a half on the near side. And I don't know how many of you out there watching this have been in that, but If he'd have kept that hammer lock, that's really, really tight. He just ended up in the half, so he picked up a 3-point near fall. Hempstead now up 7-1. Back to the hammer lock again. About 3 or 4 things you can do with this, and I'm not sure on Hempstead knowing which one he wants to try at this point. He's keeping that wing, going to the wing, going back to that half.
Thought that was the half.
Yeah, Hempstead pulling that arm out of that. That worked out for him. And now we're right back into a crossface. It looks like he's going for, yeah, he's going for that butcher. He's got both arms tied up and crossed over the body. When you're down in that, it's a miserable feeling. I was talking to my boss, Craig, who will be here later for commentary. If you're on your back with your arms crossed across your face, that's not very comfortable.
It doesn't look very comfortable.
No, and it's not. Are we second period now? Oh, we
no,
have 10 seconds
they rode
left.
off the mat. So they had to start over.
Okay. I missed the off the mat. Now we're in a cradle.
Oh, did he count that right at the end?
Pinned him with
Zero.
no time left. So that's a 2-minute fall.
Yeah.
So now we're at 51 to 22
Good math.
for the Huskies. And we should be now at the last match of this duel. Should be Henry Tromba, senior, 10 and 12 from Winterset, who's right in, wants to go right into that throw. And Kale Lee,
Yep.
and Tromba going for the throw, but missed it and did get the takedown. Tromba looking like he wants to cradle at this point. Lee's a little bit undersized. He weighed in at 195 today. Sometimes they'll wrestle Hempstead at 220 and Lee at 195. Tromba looking for a tilt here, trying to lift that leg up, expose the shoulders. Lee, he's got 2 points. The referee won't award it till the move's there. It is. He wouldn't award it until the hold was completely done and he went to a different one. So now we got Tromba trying to tie up both wrists. Oh, he's got that wing on again in the wrist. And he wants to try to force Lee forward onto his chest before he turns him. Lee being smart and staying bunched up, not getting out of the tilt. For no points there, wasn't over there long enough. Lee with a really wide base. And Lee, oh, well, almost. Looked like Lee was going to get out, but I don't think Tromba felt he was in danger at all. Tromba had his arms tied up, and Tromba, the bigger guy, dominating the top position here. Lee not having much of a chance to make an offensive move underneath. Tromba's got him to his back, picking up some back points. He's going to move into a semi-body press, got one leg. He's got him right there. Oh,
no.
He would have had him right there, but the period ended up. And we got a 3-point near fall right at the end. 7-0 for Henry Tromba. Winterset's going to choose up.
Yeah, Carlisle deferred.
Tromba a little out of position there, off on the elbow. Caution doesn't cost you anything. You get a couple of those before there's any points. Okay, now Tromba going back in for the crossface. Lee peeling it off. There's a half. Tromba going to try to elevate the hips with his foot and expose the back. You see a lot of big guys do that. That was interesting. Tromba going back into same thing, hooking the leg up, trying to elevate the leg, and trying to slide out to the side to expose Lee's back.
Can you pin him with that, or is that just mainly a back
And
point?
it would be unlikely. You have to.
So it looks kind of hard to.
Once you
get
get
the
out there,
fall.
you've got to really get to the side to get both shoulder blades down.
You can get a count.
But you can get a count.
I keep watching it in real and then watching it too.
And Tromba was forcing the head down there. Now going to a 2-on-1. There he is, sneaking that out. I don't think he's gonna pick anything up. Tromba just horsing his way back into that. I think the size advantage really showed there. Tromba with a lot of power in those hips. Lee almost had the reversal. There's going to be a 3-point near fall here, I believe. Yeah. Score now 15-0 for Henry Tromba. And if it's, or no, they already scored the 3. They scored the 3, so it's 12.
Yeah.
The scorekeeper's a little bit ahead of me here today. So we've got Lee on top. Trying a tight waist. Trying the old head lever. Tromba staying out of trouble yet. Lee's going to give it everything he has. He knows he's got to put Tromba on his back. A warning on Henry Tromba. I think the referee thought he might be able to do something more than just brace up underneath. Lee doing everything he can to try to break the bigger guy down. Picking that ankle hard. Now they're off the mat.
He either wants to go for the tech fall or a pin fall with a minute left.
All right, so we got.
I know how much you like pinfall.
Yeah, we got Lee trying to get him. There's a caution on top. All right, Tromba now going to work. Got to stand up. He's going to sprawl, slide his hips back, trying to peel the hands free. Got Lee.
That's going to be
on his belly. He's going to get the reversal here.
making it 14-0.
14-0. Now we've got a little 2-on-1 tilt going. He's used that a couple of times already. He wants to get the tech fall. He's got to pick up one more point. Again, trying to tilt Lee to his back. Got 25 seconds roughly to score a point to get the tech fall. And there's a tilt. And the referee's got the count going. He's going to pick up 3 points. So it'll be 17-0 tech fall.
5 minutes and 43 seconds.
And 5:43. 5:47. Be 5 points picked up for Winterset. So the score 56-22 for the Huskies over the Wildcats. You guys want to do a commercial now?
That concludes our first duel. Winterset 56, Carlisle 22.
Anybody want to do a commercial down there?
Our next duel will be Carlisle and Carroll, starting at 106 pounds.
Hey, you got time for a commercial. Hey.
Shout out to everybody listening. I know. Is that off? I know.
But,
It might be.
yeah, that's what I said. Run some commercials here.
Have you donated to the Carroll High School Foundation yet? It's Carroll Community School District's Academic Booster Club. This foundation provides financial resources to benefit students and staff of the Carroll Community School District to enhance and inspire educational experiences and opportunities through community assistance from grades preschool through high school. If you want to donate, go to their website, which is linked to our district webpage, or find them on Facebook at Carroll High School Foundation.
Okay, we're back on. We're just having a little wait here before they start the next dual meet, probably in about the next 5 to 10 minutes. Right now we're updating some records. Okay, just to do a quick recap of what's already happening. This is a Raccoon River Conference Triangular with Winterset, Carlisle, and the Carroll Tigers. It's a Tiger Vision production. Got our crew here, and they just ran a couple of commercials and everything else. Our sponsors and everything are thanked, and we should be going here pretty quick. That was a very fast dual meet in about 55 minutes. A couple of forfeits in there. Winterset's missing a couple of guys in the middle, lower middle weights. Carlisle had a full lineup, but ended up forfeiting at 182. So we had 3 forfeits out of the 14 weights, with again Winterset defeating Carlisle 56 to 22. We're going to get ready to go into the Carroll Carlisle match. Just to give you an idea, last season in a mid-January duel, Carroll beat Carlisle 39 to 33. Carroll is 2-2 in conference duels and 12-9 overall. Carlisle 1-3 in the conference and 5-9 overall. Last weekend, both teams wrestled in the Perry Invitational and had respectable showings. There were 19 teams, and the Tigers finished 7th, and the Wildcats were 11th. And
Thanks.
Thank you. We just had a
Shout
kind
out.
of a shout out from the
Compliment.
crowd. Yeah, we're not overly scientific.
I just randomly say stuff. He does all the work.
we're not overly scientific, but we do have a good time.
Kale Nelson's grandmother
Oh,
loves
all right.
listening.
Well, that's good. And
Well,
where's
we
she?
appreciate
Where's she from?
it.
Okay. So, thank you to Kale Nelson's grandmother, who is going to watch her grandson wrestle here in a little bit. She's in Perry tuning in.
Aw, that was nice.
Okay, well, anyway, last weekend in Perry, as a matter of fact, a big tournament, tough tournament,
I don't know why you gave me
really
your
tough
pencil. I had
tournament.
my own pencil.
And we did have a couple of matches wrestled between Carlisle and Carroll in the tournament. At 106, Kale Nelson wrestled Jake Woolman from Carlisle and beat him. Carter Drake at 138 beat Zach Streeter from Carlisle. And at 195, Carlisle's top dog, Gabe Hempstead, he beat Cade Shable from Carroll. And I've said it on every broadcast, and if we had another broadcast going, because this is probably our last one, 195 in our conference in this area is absolutely loaded. So Cade Shable has shown remarkable resilience wrestling some of the top kids in the state who are in this area right now. Anyway, they're getting the mats clean, which is now a major requirement between matches. So we'll try to fill in here as best we can. You're seeing our crowd now on the screen. We did get our wrestlers off to one of their sides. We're hoping we get a few more students here. We were allowed tonight to have a student section, although there are a number of things going on tonight, so that's why we may not have as many bodies here as we'd anticipated. My broadcast partner should be here shortly, I would think.
What? I'm not.
Well, my male broadcast partner.
The one who actually knows technical terms.
Yeah, Kale, Craig Roeder is probably on his way back from Denison after watching his daughter play basketball. She's an 8th grader.
Who are we wrestling?
Carlisle.
Oh.
Now, primary reason here that we've got Carlisle instead of Winterset is normally in the conference we let the team that's farthest away wrestle the first 2 matches so that they can get home a little earlier.
Carlisle must beat them by just a little.
You know, Winterset's short of Des Moines and Carlisle's south of Des Moines, so
still not a fun drive.
Yeah, it's a long ride for both teams. But at least the weather's decent. We don't have to worry about any snowstorms or ice storms tonight. Coach is down there checking the accuracy of our manager's books. And I am at this point kind of a little bit surprised that we haven't seen more students showing up, but again, I think a lot of them realize that we aren't going to start.
I think some of them are sitting right in front of us, Dad.
Oh, yeah, maybe they've moved our...
Because Winterset's sitting across from us.
All right, so our some of our student section now is right in front of us, and I can't see them. I've got a monitor in my face here. I can't see the bleachers below me. So we do have a few down there enjoying the action.
Carlisle's back out, ready to go.
Yeah, I would imagine as soon as Carlisle says they're ready to go, we're going to get going on this one. Okay, so we've got coaches and captains out. We're going to do a coin flip for those of you who aren't sure what's going on. We are going to start at 106 because the next duel, second duel, starts at the next weight after what the first one did, and the first one went at 285. And so we're gonna be starting at 106. They're just flipping the coin to see. Carroll will be green, Carlisle will be red. Carlisle's getting their choices whether they want the even or odd matches, and that just means that their wrestler will get the choice on whatever they picked, and they will have to put their wrestler out on the mat, or at least report in first before the other team. That's what they're picking. So anyway, we're going into 106 here, and unfortunately here tonight Carroll's going to be moving some guys around. We might even have to wait to see who it is. We're short a couple of guys tonight and missing a heavyweight. So starting at 106, it should be Kale Nelson for Carroll, but it is a possibility that we might see Braylon Schweitzer. We're missing our 120-pounder tonight also, so there might be some moving around here against Carlisle in the lower weights to get the best matchups.
All right, we're starting.
All right, we're ready to get underway with round number 2. Once again, the south mat will be the varsity mat.
So it is
North mat will
Draylen,
be
right?
Junior varsity.
I don't know these kids, Dad. Craig knows them.
Yeah, we have a JV match. Well, that's what was confusing. Yeah, we had a JV. I think we have a JV 106-pound match going on the other mat. So we had 4 guys out here report at 106.
But we have Jake Woolman from Carlisle and Kale Nelson from Carroll for the varsity match.
That is who's on our sheets, but the JV guys were reporting, so obviously that was kind of confusing. All right, so we got Jake Woolman, freshman, now 8 and 7, and we have Kale Nelson from Carroll, 14 and 8 on the year as a freshman. Carroll's loaded with freshmen in the smaller weights. Well, I would say loaded. They have freshmen at the smaller weights. Nelson in, trying to cradle from his feet, and I think he's got it locked up. It looks like he's got that cradle locked up. He does have the takedown. Going to try to drive Woolman over that shoulder, but he needs to get off the legs one way or the other, so he's got enough leverage to take him over for the tilt. I don't think that's going to go anywhere, so let's see if the official. Oh, now he's going to the bow and arrow cradle. He's out to the side, going to drive it tight. He's locking it up, but he has to get his chest way back this way in order to drive Woolman over. So right now, Kale in control, well, with only 2 points, unable to take Woolman to his back with that cradle. And the official realized nothing was going on, so he called a stalemate. We do have a JV match going on. Draylen Schweitzer is winning his JV match down here. Below us, we're not sure who the opponent is.
Tristan Hummel.
Oh, Tristan Hummel.
Yep.
Okay, and the varsity match, which is what you're seeing. Okay, we're going into the second period. We're going to go neutral. Woolman in on a shot. Nelson countering with a good sprawl, forcing Woolman's head down so Woolman can't penetrate. Nelson doing the smart thing, hooking the leg. If he can get tip just a little bit, there's the takedown. Nelson throwing the legs in. Mat return.
Oh, now that they're on that camera, they're switching.
Yeah, we got a different view here now, a different camera.
I think they're using that one on the wall a little bit too.
Well, we got Nelson working the pin. He's got the deep half on, far side half. He's still working it. Got to get out of the legs, though. He's got to get out of Woolman's legs so he can get that half working. Needs to, oh, there he goes, right there. And so we have minute 17.
3:17.
So we got a 3-minute and 17-second pin for Kale Nelson over Jake Woolman. We're going into 1:13 here. This is Cole Miller, freshman, 12 and 10. Kennedy Kesey, senior, 2 and 10 for the Wildcats. Miller in on the leg already, working up to get the takedown.
113 pounds for Carlisle. Kennedy Kesey for Carroll, Cole Miller.
Miller trying to work the power half, getting out the side to dump. Kesey up with a stand up for the escape.
Nice shot.
Kesey trying a shot, blocked off though with the underhook. Miller had an underhook there. It wasn't going anyplace. Miller gonna try to, I think, looks like he's gonna try to snap down. There's a deep double. Slipping right behind by Miller. Pretty slick move there. Miller tying the near arm. Going to that hammerlock, looking at, chicken wing, looking at the wrist. Wants to get that wrist back. Kesey in the stand-up again. Miller shooting to the other side, trying a half. He's got to get that arm across the back so he can make the turn. Got to get underhooked. He's not going to get it there. He's going to have to go back behind and start over. All right, I think Kesey's arm, elbow, went past the head, and that's potentially dangerous hold. Try a little Granby there by Kesey, but Miller had the legs tied up. They didn't go anyplace. Miller now working up hard on the head. Period's going to end right now. So it's 4-1 for Miller. They started on their feet. Miller in with a double, going right straight to a half. Driving that half, he needs to get the chest down into the armpit and didn't quite make it. Again, driving the head, he's going to intentionally release Kesey. Probably going to go for a takedown, try to go, a deep double. Got the head caught in the legs and try to swim out the back. There he goes for the takedown. Again, going heavy on the head. Going to cut Kesey loose for a point. Miller now up 8-3. There's the takedown. Miller hasn't had a lot of trouble on his feet, but he has struggled to get Kesey to her back. She is fighting it off with everything she's got. Here comes the bow and arrow cradle. If he can get that, if he can set that down, drop his hips, he'll have this one. And there's a fall.
38.
3:38.
Yeah.
Okay. Score now 12-0 for the Tigers. Now we got to see who Carroll puts out here. This is going to be got 120.
They have 5:38 on track, but that was only the second period, right?
Thought so.
Okay.
For Carlisle, Brady Birkenholt. For Carroll, Shane McGowan.
We have Shane McGowan for Carroll. We were trying to straighten out the time just a second ago. I missed telling you that was Shane McGowan.
And Brady.
It's also Brady Birkenholtz for the Wildcats. McGowan has done a little bit of varsity wrestling for the Tigers. He's 1-3 on the varsity. Birkenholtz is Carlisle's varsity regular as a sophomore, 8-11. Birkenholtz leading 2-1. Birkenholtz trying to snap McGowan down. Maybe wants to go into the legs as McGowan comes up, but they're tied up so tight that neither guy's going to be able to do much. Now they're a little looser. Birkenholtz with a snap, trying to go behind here. He's got McGowan's head stuffed. McGowan doing a good job with his right arm, coming back up out of there. Good counter by McGowan, by Shane. The headlock try here by Birkenholtz. He's not going to get it. If McGowan can get to the side, he'll get the takedown. There's a takedown for Shane. Fighting off that headlock, did exactly what it needed to do. Dropped his hips and ran around it. Shane tying that wrist up now tight. Birkenholtz to his feet. Looks like it's going to be 3-3 here at the end of the period. Both guys going right at it.
Blood?
Now we have blood time. We have, yeah, it's a nose.
What? We'll bring coleslaw. If we do another one, we have to bring dishes.
All right, again, if you just joined us, this is the third match of the Carroll Carlisle second duel here of the triangular. Match tied 3-3. Birkenholtz going down to start the second period. Birkenholtz right into a stand-up and immediately taken back to the mat by Shane. Shane working that far ankle. Now coming back to trap the near arm. Trying to work the 2-on-1. You can hear the coaches yelling. Well, if you can hear them, they're yelling forward, forward, forward. They want Shane to drive Birkenholtz onto his chest, and then he can go for a pinning combination. Another good mat return, but Birkenholtz is going to score on this one. You're going to get 1 or 2. There's the reversal. Shane lost the leg on the way around. Birkenholtz going for the crossface, working for the cradle. It's a good camera. Well, there's a sit out and turn. McGowan almost out. Shane's almost out.
Get your one!
There's 1 point. Escape. Takedown here by either wrestler would be huge. Unfortunately for the Tigers, that takedown by Birkenholtz. 7-4 now, lead over Shane McGowan by Brady Birkenholtz. Birkenholtz going for a cradle. He's got it deep. Now he's got it locked deep. You can't see it from your camera angle, but he is elbow to the knee deep. Trying to scoot to the side. Shane doing everything he can to bridge his way out of it. And the period ends, but that'll be a 3-point near fall for Brady Birkenholtz. Tight cradle. Coaches want Shane to take neutral. Birkenholtz hard on the head. Got the front head series going. Trying to reach back and get some leverage by catching the knee. McGowan Shane working into him. Same deal. McGowan with a good takedown. Shane's got a good one. Got the wrist tied underneath. Coaches want him to let him go and go back to the feet, but they're yelling from the other side of the mat. Shane may be thinking he can pick up back points instead of letting him go. But you got a 4-point, okay, we got some cotton on the mat out of the nose. Problem now with minute 20 left is you're down 10-6. You let him go, it's 11-6. You got to take him down 4 times to beat him. And that's kind of unlikely in a minute and 20 seconds. So now they're encouraging Shane to ride tough and try to pick up his pin. Right into a stand-up, quick turn. Shane lost control on the way down and into a cradle, tough cradle. Birkenholtz trying now to get his hips on top of, which he just did. 5:03 pin for Brady Birkenholtz. Now scored 12-6 for the Tigers. Now you could see Birkenholtz didn't quite have it, and he. This is Tate. Tate Schleisman from Carroll. 7-2 varsity record. Only a freshman. Should be Will Emmons.
26 pounds for Carlisle, Will Emmons.
Yep.
For Carroll, Tate Schleisman.
Schleisman, kind of a surprise at the varsity level, not being a real experienced wrestler. Emmons, a junior, been around the block a few times. And you can see right now Emmons is taking Schleisman to his back after the takedown. They're pulling him back to the mat. One wrestler's got to have his supporting points on the mat to score the points. I don't think we're going to get a 2 count out of that.
Shouldn't.
Well, right now, Emmons showing a lot of power. Tate trying to stay on his base. There's that tilt, far arm tilt, rolled through by Schleisman. Now we've got kind of a little partial wing there. It looks like there are going to be some points on this one. Now we have a 3-point near fall for Emmons. Right on the edge of the mat there, Schleisman had kind of Tate had kind of an edge there, and had they had a little more room, might have scored the reversal. Rolling through that.
Try it again. Oh.
Okay. So there's the tilt going into the chicken wing. This is a tight one here. Can't see it, but Behringer's arm is all the way around Schleisman's waist, or Tate's waist. That's pretty
Almost
tight.
2 minutes.
So we got a 2-minute fall by Will Emmons. That evens the score at 12-12. And we should be seeing Cooper Ludwig here and Devontae Link from Carlisle. Link at 5-8 on the season. Cooper Ludwig, freshman.
132 pounds for Carlisle.
That's who it is.
For Carroll, Cooper Ludwig.
Ludwig sitting with a pretty good 13-1 record right now for a freshman at 132. Link at, like I said, 5-8.
Nice.
There's a headlock by Ludwig, by Cooper. Trying to use first names for the Carroll guys, but I'm not being overly successful. But he's out of the headlock, working into the near side Still got the arm tied up. I don't know if he's going to try to go for a half out of that or not. He's going to try to walk the head a little bit. You can see that far shoulder is still up. Now we're back in the half. We've got the pretty good half on. Ludwig going to try to force him over off the mat with a near fall. We have a cramp. A little cramp in the calf there for Cooper.
While they're working this out, I just want to say hi to Chris and Gail Riling, who are listening at home, because we have a moment, and they're my friends.
Okay, here we go again. Looks like they worked that Cooper's calf cramp out, and he's going to do an intentional release here, so they didn't even go down. Link trying to get to the leg of Cooper. There's a fireman's carry.
That was nice.
That was quick. Cooper got caught Devontae Link kind of pushing in right into that, and it was an easy fireman's carry for Cooper. Cooper just trying to tie up the 2-on-1. You're going to try the half, and coach is yelling step, step, step. Once you get the guy on the bottom flat, and you got that half in with well, in this case, hammerlock, you want to step up around his head and then drive over without getting your hips too far up. It's kind of complicated, and I understand that maybe I'm over-analyzing, but there's a lot of difference if you can move your hips about 6 inches one way or the other to make it so it's a little easier to move somebody around. Okay, Ludwig on the bottom, Cooper on the bottom, excuse me.
Second period, yeah.
We are in the second period. Cooper's still coming up again. He's got to watch the headlock. Okay, right there, it looked like Link wanted to throw a headlock, but Cooper had him tied up underneath and kind of rolled through the whole thing for the takedown. So Cooper now working the hammer lock. Let's see if he wants to drive it over or try to thread it around. He's going to try to get his chest. Into Link's armpit and drive it straight over, which he's succeeding here. He's still a little bit high. He's going to bear down with the hips.
Yeah. 2:52.
So we have a 2-minute and 52-second pin for Cooper Ludwig, making now the score 18-12 for the Tigers. Here, this should be Zach Streeter for Carlisle, the Wildcats, and Carter Drake Jr., 17-7 for the Tigers. Streeter 13-9 after winning his match earlier against his Winterset opponent.
138 pounds.
Actually taking a forfeit, I should say.
138 pounds for Carlisle. Zach Streeter and Carroll, Carter Drake.
Streeter, a freshman. Drake, a junior.
Go, Carter!
Drake in, got his head to the side where he needs to be, turning him back to the mat, and picks up the takedown. He's going to take him straight to his back. He's going to pick up back points. Trying to control on that near side half. Drake likes to body press and use the legs to turn the hips. Right now he's trying to use his left leg to turn the hips of Streeter. And Carter Drake picks up the 3-point near fall. Now he's got the 2-on-1 tilt. Gonna pick up 2 points for that. Still in the same position, so he can't pick up any more points. Oh, he can pick up 3, but not 3 additional. He can get 2 or 3 out of this yet. Coaches are yelling him to walk the head. But he picked up the 2-point near fall out of that tilt. Drake riding tough. We're going into the second period. Carter Drake taken down. Tried a little tripod.
Go Carter!
Carter's in a tripod, try to pick that hand off his leg and get a quick turn. And there it is. And an escape for Carter Drake. Start the second period. Carter's got a big variety of moves from his feet. He likes to shoot that double, then pop in tight, try to elevate the guy's hips and slide to the side. There he is in on a single though. And he gets it. Trying to turn Streeter to his back. He's got the half on now, near side half. Going to try to lock this up. He wants to drive. Well, he wants to keep that arm. You don't have a great camera angle there, but he wants to keep that arm. Now he's going into a headlock out of it.
That's nice.
You can see the headlock. Carter just needs to bear into it. Yep, there it goes. Just need to keep bearing down on that. So Carter Drake, 3:15 fall over Zach Streeter from Carlisle. So Carroll's up now 24-12. And we're going into 1:45. Sophomore Jairo Gallegos at 1:45 for Carroll with a 21-5 record. We're pretty sure this is Hayden Lucas, who's 10-10, sophomore for the Wildcats. Gallegos in January 7th predicament rankings was ranked 7th at this weight in Class 3A. For those
you have Hayden Lucas, right?
Yes. Lucas in deep on the leg though. Good score here. Gallegos has a lot of funk going on though. And there he's just basically sat right through that, kind of hit a partial switch from his feet to get the takedown. Yeah, there's a lot of times when you're watching gyro wrestle, you're not sure who's going to end up on their back and who's going to score from their back.
What was that wrestler's name from Missouri with?
I've lost it right now. I'll come up with it.
That's who he reminds me of a little bit.
No. Now there's a gyro picked up the back points. Lucas almost into a switch. Gyro stepping back over the hips to stop it, and he's going to stretch. He's going to stretch Lucas
10.
out and get the fall. Minute 10. Now 30-12 for the Tigers. Okay, we got Abe Dirks now coming up. Abe was ranked 5th in 3A. He's a two-time state qualifier at 145, now at 152.
152 pounds. For Carlisle, Aiden Wyckoff. For Carroll, Abraham Dirk.
You got the freshman Aiden Wyckoff out there for Carlisle.
Ben Askren, sorry.
Yeah, it was Ben Askren that did that. Now we're watching, like I said, Aiden Wyckoff, just a freshman here. He has the unfortunate circumstance to wrestle Winterset's ranked Tyler Brown and then turn around and wrestle Carroll's ranked senior Abe Dirks, who's 24-2. Dirks now has him on his back, and this is over.
42 seconds.
So we have 42 seconds on that fall by Abe Dirks.
Winner by pinfall, 152 pounds, Abraham Dirks, Carroll.
Aiden Wyckoff is not going to have a tougher evening, or hasn't had a tougher evening, and is not going to have a tougher evening than the one he just had. Okay, so we should have Nate Byrink.
For Carlisle, Nolan Pagel. For Carroll, Nathan Byrink.
Okay, Nate Byrink, sophomore, 8-16. We're used to seeing a lot of crazy things when he wrestles. Nolan Pagel, 6-15 for the Wildcats at 160.
Crossed out the whole thing.
It should be a pretty even match. Both guys will throw. Pagel had a really good match against his Winterset opponent, dropping an overtime decision. I think the officials reminding the guys that there's a middle of the mat to wrestle in. A lot of pushing and shoving so far, no commitment to anything. A drop down there. Both guys wanting to get collar ties, get inside position, try to get to the legs. You can see they're trying to get their elbow. Well, actually, they're flying elbows more than they should, but
looks like it's going to be a scoreless.
yeah, it's going to be a scoreless first.
Oh,
wait, here we go.
Wait.
But we had a front head series there by Byrink. That might have gone if there was a little more time. So we're 0-0 at the end of the first period. We got about 3 seconds left. Nate going to be down to start the second period. Sit out and try to turn, although Pagel's got the arm tied up pretty tight. Pagel now with the chicken wing. I can't tell if he's got that far wrist yet or not. Yeah, he does have it, but he doesn't have it completely locked up, or the near wrist, I should say. He's going to try to walk that around the head. Nate not quite in trouble here. He's past the 45. There was a 1 count. I don't think. Yeah, there was 2 count.
Yeah, he has the 2 ready to signal.
Yeah, if you count, you get a count, you get 2. If you get to 5, you get a 3-point. So Pagel is going to pick up a 2-point near fall for sure, but he still has the same pinning combination on. Even though Nate got off his back, he's not going to get the points until he gets out of that pinning combination or gets back into it and the referee does the recount. So here comes another recount. Pagel wants to drop his hips. He needs to drop his hips down and stretch Nate's right arm. Looks like he's going to try to climb all the way across, but he is forcing that shoulder down. Nate trying to bridge out of it. Nate gets off his back only to almost go back onto it. There's the three-point near fall. Pagel wants to cross-face cradle. That's what he's trying for now, cross-face cradle. From your camera angle, you see how deep he is on the leg. Got his elbow behind the knee. That's where it needs to be, and there's a fall. 3:57 for the fall for Nolan Pagel. Good deep cradle by Pagel. Solid move. All right, now we're moving into 170. This is Camden Robinson from Carroll. He's seen a little bit of varsity action. 3-1 senior. Our Manning wrestler. And Josh Hempstead,
Carlisle, Josh Hempstead.
10th grader.
Carroll, Camden Robinson.
Hempstead in deep on the initial takedown. He's going to score that. Hempstead sophomore, 10-8. Robinson back to his feet quick. And that return by Hempstead. Hempstead trying to catch the cradle. I think he's got it locked up. He's just not quite elbow deep, as you could see his teammate had on Nate Byrink in the last match. And now he's elbow deep. If you notice where his left arm is, his elbow is directly behind the knee. That's where it needs to be. He's going to horse Camden to his back here. And there's the fall.
In a minute.
1 minute. Again, really solid cross-face cradle. You see a lot of team tendencies here, you know, out of these guys. We mentioned the same type of takedowns, same thing Winterset doing a lot of pinning combinations. Here the Carlisle Wildcats really enjoy that cross-face cradle.
And that just reminds me of Vision Quest when they're practicing the counter move or the signature move of their opponents. Every time you say that, all I think of is Vision Quest.
I think that was Zach Truitt taking the forfeit. We'll see here.
It was Zach Truitt.
So Zach Truitt just took the forfeit from Carroll. Carroll hasn't had anybody at 182 the whole year. Now we're sitting here with Gabe Hempstead.
Gabe Hempstead and Cade Shable.
Yeah, Gabe's 19-2 senior. Cade Shable, senior, 11-15. Hempstead 5th in the state and 2A at 195. Carlisle's now bumped up to 3A due to enrollment, and he is ranked number 5 in Class 3A at 195. Shable's been pretty tough on his feet so far this year, but I think he's wrestled almost every really good wrestler within 100 miles of Carroll this year. There's a really slick slide by Hempstead.
Cade's had a lot of tough matches.
Yeah, he's fighting it on the bottom, but Hempstead's getting a deep half, working that half. Working it hard. Gonna try to tie something else up to get him over, and he's got him over. He's got to sink his hips, and that's it.
Minute 17.
Score now 36-36, right?
Yes.
Okay, and we've got Tyson Bordenero at 220 going up against Kale Lee, and Bordenero needs a fall. If it's 36-36, right?
Yeah, but then we're going to forfeit
and
heavyweight.
And Carroll's going to forfeit heavyweight. So if Bordenero can get the fall at 11-15 senior, and Kale Lee being 9-9, Lee with a little bit of size disadvantage, but you saw him get his Winterset opponent a pretty decent match for a while. Matter of fact, it was a pretty decent match for a long while. And Carroll desperately needs the fall here, or they're going to drop this dual meet. If it does go into a tiebreaker, there's a headlock try by Lee. If it does go into a tiebreaker,
Would it come down to
Pretty,
the forfeit?
pretty sure Carroll's going to lose this because they gave up the most forfeits.
That's what happened at
Yeah, we've seen that a number of
Coon
times.
Rapids and Audubon.
Yes, Coon Rapids and Audubon. There's a oh boy!
Do it on the map!
But you know what? Even if he does get the fall and it's 42-42, we're going to lose it on the forfeits.
Because that would be the criteria. It would.
Yeah, I don't think that there's been anything. I mean, every match has been 6 points, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I guess at 36-36 it had to be. Unless there's a weight they snuck in there and there were two decisions, I guess. All right, so here we go.
Go, Tyson!
Coleman beat me by 3 times. Killed it. All right, both guys pushing and shoving. Lee trying to get in on the legs. Gordon Merrill countering with sprawl. Said Lee, a sophomore, weighed in at 195 today. Trying to do the job here against Tyson Bordenaro. Tiger senior. All right, Lee's taken down. We had a 0-0 first period. A lot of pushing and shoving, a couple of upper body takedown tries. Lee out with the escape, Bordenaro right back at it. We've seen this a lot out of Tyson. Trying to use the first names but not succeeding. We've seen this a lot out of Tyson. When the other guy scores or when he scores, from down, going right at it as soon as they go to neutral. Tyson forcing the action. I think he wants to get Lee to shove back so he can hit a throw. He can't go. Lee in trying to, ended up with his body underneath a big guy. Trying to pull that leg in. Lee gonna elevate the leg, trying to get to the side so he can get a trip out of this. He's got Tyson bouncing. Tyson rolls through it, puts Lee on his back. He's got the takedown, and he's going to get the fall out of here. It sure looks like it's going to be tight. You can see he's around the head now in the deep half. He's sweeping the head now, trying to adjust his chest. With your camera view, you can see it perfect. He's about an inch off. And he's got it.
312.
How much?
312.
312. Now, that was pretty darn exciting, but Carroll's going to forfeit heavyweight, which is going to make it 42-42. I don't think there were any unsportsmanlike conduct calls. I don't think there were. Every match was a 6-point match, right? 84 points. So if you go down through the criteria, good old criteria F is the team that gave up the most forfeits loses the match. And if I remember correctly, Carroll gave up 2. And Carlisle didn't forfeit a weight.
Looking at track wrestling's tie-breaking rules, it looks like that's what it's going to be.
And we've seen that here. We saw that here.
Last week? Was that the Audubon in?
Yeah, well, Audubon and Coon Rapids. And a duel right after Christmas.
43 to 42.
So they actually add a point to Carlisle, 43.
Criteria F.
And it was criteria F. There's some criteria in there. It's a lot of unsportsmanlike conduct, you know, but it's in there with who has the most pins. You count up the pins, the forfeits, the defaults. Well, obviously, if all the 6-point matches are the same and nobody's been penalized for being nasty out there, then it goes down, clear down to tiebreaker F. And it encourages teams to fill the weights, but unfortunately it does penalize teams that are really low on numbers. You see a team that maybe has 6 really good guys or 7 good guys, and they have to forfeit some weights and lose because of the forfeits. So that's kind of just the way it goes. Okay, commercials. What? This one's done, so you probably have 10 minutes. So if you want to do some commercials.
It went black.
Dear Tiger Booster Club, I'd like to thank you for selecting me as a recipient of the Tiger Booster Club Scholarship. Receiving this sincerely means so much to me, and it will truly help me continue my education financially. Thank you for all the support over the last 4 years. It has meant so much to me. Sincerely, Ashley Unkin.
Today I'm going to show you how to donate to the Carroll High School Foundation. Search for Carroll High School Foundation. Once you're on the Carroll High School Foundation website, scroll down to the donate area and click on donate. When you're in the donate section, if you're going to use PayPal, scroll down and click on PayPal donation. Then you can use your PayPal or a debit or credit card.
Have you shopped in the Tiger Shop yet this fall?
No, I haven't. How does it work?
Oh, you have to. It's super easy. All you have to do is go to bit.ly/shopcarroll and then just drive out to the high school Monday through Friday from 8 to 11 and call 712-775-5000. They can bring your order right out to your car.
Seriously? It's that easy?
It's that easy. bit.ly/shopcarroll. It's really that easy.
Dear Carroll Booster Club, thank you for choosing me as a recipient for one of your scholarships. It is an honor to be selected out of so many deserving candidates. Thanks also for everything you've provided student athletes during my 4 years at Carroll High. I will be attending Iowa State and studying finance, and this will help cover the cost of tuition and room and board. Sincerely, Colby Vincent.
tell if we're live or not live. Had the handshakes, and we're going to roll out here. We're going to be starting here at 113 with Cole Miller from Carroll and Zeke Hoven from Winterset. Oh, by the way, you're going to hear my finally took the slow vehicle back. How'd the game go?
2 wins for the Tigers over at Nelson for the 8th grade girls.
Okay.
Mine's 1-0. Miller in there got a shot, but just missed a single, and nice goal behind there by Hoven. Got Hoven's on the wrist. Don't let it go. Looks like he's going to try to get that hammer lock on the left side. There he got it. Nice bridge by Miller, about.
Gonna bridge his way out of it, isn't he?
Bridged it right out and back around for the reversal. Nice job by Cole Miller. Miller's on the single. Still behind. Covering the hips, had that arm trap for a second, but he's gonna try tucking that head and stacking him up on his shoulders. Patented Cole Miller move, but now it's in a just on the edge. That would have been interesting. Just under a minute here. Looks like we lost the scoreboard on the live feed.
It's back.
There we go. Oh, gave up the reversal there by Hoven.
Yeah, good switch there by Hoven.
Now Miller will go back to work, seeing if he can. Doesn't want it to go from that position though. Hoven's pretty. Got a little high on that.
Yeah, still no score. Hoven's got the leg and ends up back on top.
I'm not sure how that. And Hoven's kind of just runs Miller over there. He's getting back points. Trying to stay off his back here with got the minute 59 fall for Zeke Hoven.
Yeah, that was a tight one. Good. Shane McGowan now filling in for Burnett, who's not here tonight.
Okay, Shane McGowan for the Tigers, 1-4 on the year. And Travis Allen, junior for Winterset, 10-5. Actually, I believe Allen won, so he's 11-5 on the year now.
Oh, I missed that.
McGowan's getting his head a little close to his knee, and there's a cradle. Allen has the cradle locked up and not looking good for the Tigers in this one. Fall. 244 fall for the 144 fall for Travis Allen. 126 up next. I think we got Tate Schleisman, freshman from Carroll, a 7-3 against Jake Porter, a senior from Winterset, who's 16-6 now on the year.
And we've seen a lot of cradles tonight. Both Winterset and Carlisle use them quite a bit.
And on the hammerlock running, and Tate's going to try to roll through it, and he did. Nice little roll through by Tate there. Again, Tate's first year wrestling. He's had a pretty good freshman year for a first year guy. Tough kid. Looks like that's going to be locked up pretty tight there though by Jake, and Porter with a fall in 59 seconds.
Okay, so Winterset's veterans at 113, 120, and 126. 3 pins in a row over some Carroll freshmen. And we've got 2 freshmen going here. I can't tell who.
132 pounds.
This guy didn't make weight, or this guy didn't come. So this guy's gonna move up here maybe. I don't know why.
So Cooper Ludwig winner by forfeit. Now it looks like Carter Drake coming out for the Tigers at 138. Also received some forfeit.
Carter Drake received a forfeit.
But they had to put our guy out.
Yeah. So all right.
125
Another forfeit for the Tigers, 145 pounds. So that should bring up 152 with Abe Dirks.
So what's the team score right now?
It should be.
Should be 18-18.
I got 16 right now but they might have had a. I think the scores.
Lights run out.
There we go.
All right.
Team scores are correct now, 18-18. And we got Tyler Brown for the Huskies, senior, 20-5 on the year. And we got Abe Dirks for the Tigers, 25-2. I believe both of these are ranked wrestlers, correct?
Yeah, Brown was 5th in the state in 2A last year at 152. Dirks is a 2-time state qualifier at 145, and he's ranked 5th in 3A. And there's a takedown by Abe Dirks.
Dirks is heavy and physical wrestler. And early, and then got a little high and got reversed. Now it looks like
Cradle.
I'm not sure what. Yeah, kind of a cradle.
Started in a cradle and then lost the leg.
Yep. So did get 2 near fall points though, so that bumps the score up 4-2 in favor of Brown. I'm not sure. It looks like Dirks with a reversal and then out of bounds. Ties it up 4-4.
They don't want to get in a lot of scrambles here. Got to do some solid wrestling. These guys are pretty evenly matched.
Dirk's kind of looking for that chicken wing. Now I might turn it into a hammer lock, getting that wrist to his back. Got it where he wants it. Now the hips are up. Brown's got to his base.
I think Abe's going to try to come up to that wrist.
Got a little high on the elbow there.
Saw that arm going, Brown's arm going the wrong way, so they called that potentially dangerous.
Brown tried a quick stand up, but Abe got the ankle in time. And like I said earlier, Dirks will wrestle a physical match. He's really trying to get that hammerlock back. And it looks like it's back where it needs to be, but he only has a couple seconds and time will run out here in the first period. So we'll end the first 4-4. Good match so far between Abe Dirks and Tyler Brown. So Brown deferred, and Dirks chose down to start the second. Really quick to his, Dirks up and out on his feet. Real quick with the stand up, gets the escape to take the 5-4 lead. Little kind of a scramble there. Dirks gets up and gets his
Oh, we
head
got
out.
a little neck wrench going there. Brown trying to step over Dirks' body, and he's got it.
Yep.
He gets that body press on, it's going to be almost impossible to get out. Abe had a big edge there and then just lost it. Brown into a headlock.
And Dirks is
Abe
about
trying to roll
continue,
all
but
the way
taking
through
his
it.
Hips through.
Now it's tight.
So Brown winner by fall on 252. Up next for the Tigers, Nate Byrink at 160, 8-17 on the year, and he should be seeing Kale Forsyth here, junior, for Winterset, 19-6 on the year. Forsyth has a little height advantage here on Byrink, but Byrink with a half attempt at a shot, but nothing serious. Both wrestlers still circling here. Now we get locked up. Not a whole lot of action yet. Again, both wrestlers just kind of feeling each other out yet, circling. There's a semi-attempt again by Forsyth.
Looks like Nate wants to get into a throw position here with his underhooks, but he can't get Forsyth stood up enough to get tight enough to throw him.
Getting about to the 32nd point in the match, and still not really a serious shot between either wrestler. See if there's some Byron trying to get that wrist with his left hand, but unsuccessful.
This is one of those matches where there's not much going on, and all of a sudden we're going to see somebody end up on their back in some crazy thing.
The time runs out in the first, still scoreless between Forsyth and Byron at 160. See if we might get thought we might see a potentially dangerous usually when they get up on top there, but was able to get them back to the mat safely.
There's been a lot of those tilts going on, either the 2-on-1 tilt. Here we've got a little kind of a hook tilt. He's going to come back, try to elevate the hips. Picked up near
so
fall
far
already.
he has a 3 near fall, and there they are. So Forsyth takes a 3-0 lead. And Byron kind of in a pickle with that wrist stuck to his back. And there he got it back, but now he's in a chicken wing. See if he gets that wrist, he's going to be running around his head, and they might be close enough to the edge where it's not going to So we'll go back to the center of the mat.
Nate doing a fairly decent job not going to his back. Problem is he's got to get some points.
Yeah. Nice little stand up and got the hips away, and 1 point for Byrink.
That couldn't have gone any better.
A little bit of deja vu here from the first period. Just kind of locking up, and neither wrestler really committing to any type of shot.
Yeah, I think when Nate wrestled the Carlisle wrestler, I had the same comment. A lot of flying elbows here. You know, you can see those elbows coming out. Now Nate trying to get underneath it.
So it looks like we'll enter the third period here, 3-1 in favor of Forsyth from Winterset. I'm guessing Forsyth will probably choose down. And he made a liar out of me. He had some success right on top of, you know, that second period, so I think if Nate can keep his arms off from behind his back, he'll be all right. And he's heavy on that wrist.
Yeah, he's been working that upper body, jamming that upper body.
Kind of looks like, I would say he's maybe trying to, I don't know if he was trying to set up a cradle or not. I'm not sure what he's actually attempting, but.
He's getting the hips elevated off the mat, but it wasn't going to be a stack or anything there.
Yeah.
But now he's into the,
now he caught that far elbow.
Yeah. He's into the butcher here. Gonna try to walk all the way around the head. We've seen a lot of this too tonight.
I don't think he has enough leverage though to really get Byrink
Well,
flat.
he lost the one arm.
So 3 more back points. Near fall points for Forsyth. Jumps the lead to 6-1 here with under a minute left in the final period.
Yeah, if you're working that butcher and you lose one arm, you got to change off to something else right away, and Forsyth was just a little bit late. Nate was able to get off his back.
We got setting up the hammer lock here again.
You're gonna try to thread it through now. But to take him over, he had to walk all the way around the head with that.
Byrink up and out with the escape. Makes it 6-2, but only 12 seconds left. And that'll be your final here, 6-2 in favor of Forsyth at 160. So we move to 170. Camden Robinson for Carroll, a senior, 3-2 on the year. He'll see Brady Behringer, junior, 18-1 at the season. He was a state qualifier last year at 160 pounds for the Huskies. Looks like Behringer definitely has a little size advantage in this matchup. Robinson trying to get to the, some on the single, but Behringer just using his weight and hips him right to 2 near fall points.
He's using his weight, his hips, and his experience.
Yeah. Actually, yeah, they would have got the takedown as well, so bumps it to 4-0 here early in the match.
Behringer, a good tall 170-pounder. One of those guys that can kind of attack all parts of your body when he's riding.
And the chicken wing, and you got some wrists, so it's probably going to go around.
Yeah, he's going to run it and drop his hips.
Yeah. Nice bridge by Robinson. Actually bridged out of it. Really nice job there by Camden Robinson.
We got a power half going.
Looks like we're going to try some tilt points here. So again, he has 3 more near fall points here with the tilt.
And now he's in something that might get the fall.
Yep, he has it pretty
Headlock?
tight now. Yep, now he has it elevated that
headlock.
arm, and he's Behringer with the win by fall. 182, Carroll is open, so we'll forfeit that match. I'm guessing they have Riley Hoven listed to come out and receive the forfeit.
And Hoven taking the forfeit. Okay, that was Carter Smuck just took the forfeit for Winterset. And they're gonna, Winterset's gonna have Riley Hoven, who's 20-3.
Yep. So he'll bump up and go 195 against Carroll's Cade Shable, senior. Even. Shable on the. Shable's in on the leg early, just couldn't quite finish it, got to the edge of the mat. So they're, Shable being a little heavier, still giving up some height to Hoven. Hoven, if he gets a corner turned here, will have get 2 points, but Shable still has that leg.
He's gonna lose the leg here as soon as Hoven steps over. At least I thought he was. Now he picks it up.
He's still scrambling now. Now they got 2.
Boy, I didn't see any way Cade was going to get out of that one.
Yeah, you can hear the
coach.
coach.
He ended up getting taken down.
You can hear their coaches yelling hammerlock, so he's trying to get that wrist to Cade's back, which looks like it is there. Cade needs to watch that far right, because once that wrist. Yeah, Hoven gets turned, and that's tight. So Hoven with the fall, 133 over Shable. Should bring 220 up. It'll be Tyson Bornero for the Tigers, senior. 12-15 on the year. Against Henry Tromba, senior, 11-12 from Winterset.
Yeah, these guys met 3 times last year. I think Bornero beat Tromba in the dual meet, and then in the Raccoon River Conference tournament, Tromba beat Bornero in the first round. Then they turned around and met for a place later, and Bornero beat Tromba. So I think if I remember correctly, Tromba's 2-1, or Bornero's 2-1 against Tromba, unless they wrestled sometime before last year.
Yeah. Tromba with the underhooks, but both wrestlers out of bounds. So we'll center back up and start over. Bornero's in on the almost looked like the old WWF DDT there, but Bornero with the takedown takes a 2-0 lead.
Now we've heard coaches yell from all the teams, run through it, and that was a run through
Tyson ran through it. Tyson get a little high.
He's a lot high right now.
But again, with these two 220s, usually there's not too many leggers.
Tyson needs to stay behind the armpits as much as he possibly can, so that Tromba can't come out the backside. And the referee fortunately called that a stalemate.
Trombo with a quick stand up. If he can get his hands peeled, which he does, gets the escape, makes it 2-1. Looks like time's gonna run out here in the first period, so Bordenero will take a 2-1 lead going in the second. Bordenero looks like he'll defer, and Trombo's gonna pick down.
Tyson with a 2-1 lead.
Yeah, and Trombo did a nice job getting stood up and picking the hands, but just...
That's a warning. The official, I think, figured, or it just looked like Tyson didn't make the attempt to take him to the mat and ran him off instead. Now we're back into the...
He has that half and just not quite able to turn the shoulders yet. He has a hold of Tyson's foot.
Yeah, Tyson's got to slide out to the side a lot more, but that foot's preventing it.
Yeah. Probably a stalemate here.
I don't know, but that looks like it hurts, doesn't it?
Well, kind of. I think Tyson's leg would be a little. But yeah, I figured the stalemate was coming. A little side trip there by Bordenero.
Yeah.
I know Coach Noggle signaled, looked like he wanted him to grab the ankle from the start, but there he does grab the ankle. But
yeah, but when you grab that ankle, you got to back way off in that tight waist, and he's way high. I mean, he can, if he's got the ankle, he can sit on it, but he can't break him down. Okay, well, we got a throw going.
There's another.
Oh, and
DDT,
another one.
But
Yeah.
back to 2.
Tyson fights his way out of that.
That's twice.
That's twice, right?
It's twice, and they did. It looked like the old school DDT that I've been put in many times by my older brother growing up. But now we got a stall warning on
Trauma
Winterset.
sitting down.
Yeah.
Oh, and there's an
Trauma
inside
nice.
roll.
Yeah. Got
Boy,
his
you
hips
haven't
up
seen
and
a lot
over.
of those for a while. That's an old-time move. Peel the top guy down to the side and step over him.
Looks like it's going to stay 4-4 here now going into the final period as time runs out in the second. It should be Bordenero's choice, I believe. And Bordenero's actually picking neutral so they can go from their feet. Tied 4-4.
I'm kind of surprised because, you know, I kind of figured he'd be able to get out.
Yeah. Let's start counting again on Chamba trying to run Bordenero over, and Bordenero's had luck with that. So. But again, like you said earlier, both wrestlers kind of familiar with each other after.
Oh, we got a body lock finally. Tyson had it about locked up there.
Yeah, Bordenero almost had him take a seat over on the Winterset bench. But back to the middle, front headlock now by Tromba. Oh, no, underhook, it looked like.
Oh, and that's not gonna be.
Nope, he's almost.
Oh!
Bordenero with the step over. It almost looked like Tromba was going to pin himself.
Yeah, Trombo almost did pin himself, but then again, he almost had a takedown and back points right before that.
I think this is kind of smart by Bordenero, letting him up and wrestle from the feet. So Bordenero gives him the escape essentially, and now it makes 6-5 match. Bordenero with the lead.
Coach is telling Bordenero Tyson to get his elbows inside.
Yeah.
They're not inside.
I'm guessing Chava's going to try the throw.
There we go. There he goes.
There's
Tyson's throwing the half on.
He's able to scoop the head.
Yeah.
Bordenero's able to get the fall. 5:41 fall for senior Tyson Bordenero and the Tigers. And that'll be the
team score now should be Winterset 45, Tigers 24.
Yeah.
We're going to have to, Tigers have to give up heavyweight. The 51-24 for the Huskies, and we're going to the last match, the little guys.
We got Kale Nelson here for the Tigers at 106, 15-8 on the year. Against Casey Cochran, also a freshman, 19-3. So two pretty successful freshmen here at the 106 weight. It appears they're built pretty similar as well. Both kind of have some length to them. Kind of a half attempt at a single there by Cochran, but come on, Jason. Cochran is able to get to the leg, but nice sprawl by Nelson.
Cochran trying to drive in and get his head up. Nelson's still in the sprawl, and he's trying to get back and get some leverage. We've seen a lot of that tonight too. You get that sprawl and you just can't get enough knee or ankle to pull yourself around.
Yeah, Nelson's trying to get circle around, and Cochran does a nice job getting his hips up and trying to step it back over.
He's gonna throw a cradle. He just picked it up too.
Yep. Getting some two near falls so far.
Yeah,
looks like that's what it will be.
Yeah, that's all it's gonna go. It's too loose.
But Nelson's in kind of interesting. He's way high. Now he's able to sit back and get the legs in here and probably ride this out here for the last 12 seconds. Not sure he'll have enough leverage here to get any back points. There's only 5 seconds remaining. And Nelson will take a 4-0 lead to the second period.
Now those 2 back points those were big.
Yeah. Yeah. So Nelson deferred and Cochran picks down to start the second period. Nelson right to the ankle. Now gets his leg in.
Yeah, he's high.
Yep. Cochran, a nice little roll.
Got to get his hips back
headlock.
up, pull his head out. He does have the arm. He's into the guillotine, but he needs to sit his hips up higher.
Get his hips.
Yeah, you could see that coming. Cochran stepping over the hips. We get a near fall though and a reversal, right?
Yeah, and so did
Oh, and another near fall.
Yep, they got a near fall as well. So that makes it 6-4 Nelson.
Cochran cranking that half.
Nelson with his leg out there though is gonna be tough to get that half to turn him.
Nelson trying a little sit-out move, but Cochran staying behind the armpits.
Yeah, I thought he had Cochran on his hip there, but now
might be able to hoist him over here. Got to come up with one of his arms and shove there, right
nice
there.
Reversal by Nelson.
And shove him over the top.
So it bumps the lead back up to 8-4.
Let's see if he's got a ride in him now.
Kale keeping a lot of pressure on his shoulders. Almost thought about trying to lock that cradle up again. Still gonna try. If he gets off his hip, not give up any silly things here with 10 seconds left in the period.
He's got to keep scooting his hips out of there.
And he made it. So we got 8-4, Nelson leading going into the final period, and he will choose down.
Yeah, he wants to take down.
So Cochran right on that left side. Nelson to his feet, but return to the mat. He's gonna pop his hips up right when he hits that mat, try to get up and away.
Coach is encouraging some action down there from Kale.
There he goes.
As long as everything he does is safe, he's good to go. He doesn't want to get into where he's got his knee tight to his head though.
Yeah,
so we've seen a whole lot of cradles. It was on Winterset.
I missed.
I think he warned Winterset for stalling for just hanging on, not trying to do a breakdown.
Yep, I think that was it. Yeah, now it looks like Cochran's trying to lock up his own cradle, but again, now it looks like he's a little high. And
Nelson's got his leg, right? Kale's got his leg.
Yeah, but yeah, he's not going to be able to pop out the back because now Cochran has a leg in.
Yeah, he's just got to finish the last 30 seconds smart.
Nelson to his feet. We'll see if he gets a. No.
Hey, just keep moving. You're in good shape. You're wrestling a guy who's 19-3, right?
Yeah, just got to get that arm.
Yeah.
It'd be nice not to get that.
Now, you don't want to get in anything with your arms crossed where the guy could throw you anywhere. But this match is going to end 8-4, isn't it?
I think Kale's picking the hands and kind of, he'll end up in a sprawl and not get the escape. Yep.
So we got a final of 27-51.
Nelson with the win. 8-4 over Casey Cochran. Improves Kale to 16-8 on the year. Final dual score, 51-27 in favor of the Huskies.
All right, Carroll's next action, turn around tomorrow and Saturday, going to a tournament up in Ida Grove at Herbergen's Invitational. 20 schools, it's a 2-day event, and going to be some top-level competition there, similar to what was at Perry last weekend.
Yep.
This is a big-time tournament. Unfortunately, I don't think they're going to do much with spectators. I think they're going to run 5 mats so that they can speed things along. Yeah, there will be links to watch this on which site? On Facebook on the Carroll Wrestling site.
All right. So thanks for tuning in tonight, folks. Again, thanks for Brenda Hogue for filling in for me earlier, and my co-host here, Brian Hogue. And we'll be signing off for the final time for the wrestling for the 2020-2021 season. And we'll see you next year. Go Tigers.